In the early months of 2022, Samsung thought they had manufactured the absolute perfect compact flagship. On paper, it was an absolute masterpiece. It looked stunning, it felt incredibly premium in the hand, and it promised to give consumers everything they wanted without the massive, brick like footprint of a modern Ultra phone. But fast forward to the year 2026, and the turbulent story of the Galaxy S22 has officially come to an end. It didn't end with a celebration, and it didn't end with a bang. Instead, it ended with a quiet, incredibly frustrating realization for millions of users who finally figured out that their $1,000 investment had officially hit a brick wall. If you were one of the millions who owned this phone, or if you have ever wondered why a highly praised premium flagship can completely feel ancient in just a few short years, you need to hear this. Because the 4-year journey of the S22 is a cautionary tale of hardware flaws, software compromises, and the brutal truth reality of the tech life cycle. Before we look at the final nail in the coffin that dropped here in 2026, we have to go to exactly where it all began and see how quickly the dream started to collapse. If you love honest tech deep dives that don't pull any punches for big tech brands, hit the subscribe button right now. Let's get into it. It was February 2022. The tech world was buzzing. The Galaxy S22 launched to massive critical hype, specifically targeted at the base model. This was supposed to be the small, powerful Android phone that enthusiasts had been begging for. It had the beautiful flat display, the iconic contour cut camera housing, and a gorgeous matte glass back. But within just few weeks of hitting store shelves, reality set in. The honeymoon phase didn't just fade, it evaporated. The complaints started rolling into tech forums and Reddit threads, and they all pointed directly to one avoidable nightmare: severe overheating. It didn't really matter which version you bought, whether your region got the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 variant or Samsung's own Exynos 2200 where the phone felt like a literal pocket warmer. Doing basic everyday tasks, like scrolling through a social media feed, taking a few photos at a concert, or even charging the device, caused the metal chases to heat up to an uncomfortable degree. The root cause: the processors manufactured that year were notoriously inefficient, and packing that immense heat into a tiny body with minimal cooling space was a recipe for disaster. Samsung tried to fix the public relations nightmare with software patches, but their primary solution was aggressive thermal throttling. They chose to intentionally slow down the phone just to keep it from melting in your hand. Performance took an immediate hit, and users were left wondering what they had actually paid for. As the calendar flipped over to 2023, Galaxy S22 owners realized the overheating was only a symptom of a much larger, much more painful crisis: the battery life. You see, to make a compact phone look that sleek, Samsung made a massive compromise. They shrunk the physical battery capacity down to a tiny 3700 mAh. When you combine a physically small battery with a processor that runs way too hot and drains power like a runway train, the 2023 became known as the year of living on a charger. Daily screen on time reports plummeted to embarrassing lows. Users were reporting that they were barely getting 3 to 4 hours of actual usage before the phone completely died on them. Carrying a portable power bank didn't just become a recommendation, it became mandatory for survival. To make matters worse for S22 owners, 2023 was also the year Samsung launched the Galaxy S23. The S23 fixed literally everything, featuring incredible efficiency and vastly superior battery life. This left original S22 buyers feeling completely abandoned, holding on to 1-year-old premium flagship that could barely get them through a standard workday without a midday emergency top-up. By the time 2024 rolled around, the structural hardware flaws started taking a permanent cumulative toll on day-to-day usability. The word of the year for anyone still holding on to the S22 was simple: lag. Even though the phone still possessed a technically beautiful display, the aggressive background thermal throttling meant the operating system was constantly stepping on the brakes just to keep the device stable. Apps took noticeably longer to open. System animations started dropping frames. Even typing a simple text message on the virtual keyboard was occasionally stutter and freeze. It no longer felt like a premium tier flagship. It felt like a struggling mid-range phone that was gasping for air under the weight for modern apps. At this specific point in time, a large percentage of original buyers threw in the towel and traded their phone in for anything else. But those who chose to hold on, one solitary reason: Samsung's long-term software support promise. They believed updates could save it. And in 2025, that glimmer of hope finally arrived. Samsung officially rolled out the highly anticipated One UI 8 update to the aging Samsung Galaxy S22 lineup. This update was supposed to be the great equalizer. It brought the latest visual design tweaks, modern AI features, and highly marked system level resource management optimizations. It actually felt like the S22 had been given a sudden second lease on life. The UI animations felt slightly smoother and the software ecosystem felt modern again. But deep down, after the initial excitement wore off, every single user knew the underlying truth. Software can optimize code, but it cannot fundamentally redesign bad physical hardware. No amount of coding genius could fix an inefficient processor or expand a physically small battery. One UI 8 was ultimately just a beautiful, flawless code on paint applied directly onto a house with a fundamentally shaky foundation. Which brings us all the way to the present day in 2026. This is the definitive end of the road for the S22 story. As Samsung unveils its newest, most advanced cutting-edge lineup, the official software support roadmap for the Galaxy S22 series has finally reached its final destination. There will absolutely be no One UI 8.5 for the Galaxy S22 and forget One UI 9. The original 4-year major operating system update promise made back at the 2022 launch event has been officially fulfilled. While the phone will continue to relive basic low-level security patches for a little while longer, the device is now completely frozen in time. No new features, no new Android version upgrades, and no new feature optimizations. Looking back across the entire timeline from 2022 to 2026, the Galaxy S22 story is a fascinating cautionary case study in modern tech. It proved to the entire industry that premium glass, premium metal, and beautiful marketing mean absolutely nothing if the thermals and the battery life aren't engineered correctly to back it up. If you are someone who is still holding on to the baseline Galaxy S22 in 2026, you fought the good fight, and you definitely got your money's worth. But the clock has officially run out. What do you think? Was this Galaxy S22 a misunderstood compact classic that just needed patience? Or was it one of the biggest Samsung's mistake of the decade? Drop your personal experience in the comments down below. I read every single one of them. Don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if this trip down memory lane was worth your time. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.